Okay, number 1. The wheels on Elliot's truck each have a circumference of 22 pi inches. Determine the radius of each wheel. So if circumference equals 2 pi r and the circumference is 22 pi, we can divide by 2 pi. Now, if you put this in your calculator, you have to put parentheses around this. Okay? If you don't, though, you can just cross out the pi's. 22 divided by 2 is 11. Number 2. This is an inscribed angle, so we just want to do 1/2 of 104, which is 52 degrees. Number 3, find the measure of angle 3. So on this one, we first need to find this angle here. Let's call it x. So x equals, this is our formula, 1/2 times 105 plus 135. So x would equal 120. So if this is 120, now I can subtract from 180 because this makes a straight line. So 180 minus 120 would give us 60. Number 4, find x. Assume segments appear tangent are tangent. So this is our hat theorem again. So if this is 2, then this is 2. If this is 9, then this is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. Number 5, in circle A, AC is congruent to AF. So AC is 5, so then AF is 5. And AE is 13. And we want to find the measure of EG. So we want to find from here to here. Oh, sorry, that's not right. Try again. We want to find this, E to G. So let's use Pythagorean Theorem to first find this little side, and we'll multiply by 2. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So x squared plus 25 equals 169. So x squared equals 144, square root, x equals 12. So that means just this side is 12. So then we want to double it to get the whole thing, so 24. Okay, number 6, find x. So this is going to be our part times part equals part times part. So 4 times x equals, 4 times 6 equals x times 8. So 24 equals 8x, divide by 8, so x equals 3. Number 7, find x if BA is tangent to circle P. So this is tangent squared equals outside times whole. So our tangent is this piece right here, 4. So 4 squared equals outside, which is 3, times the whole, 3 plus x. So 16 equals 9 plus 3x. I'm distributing here. Subtract 9. So 7 equals 3x, and divide by 3. 2.33. Number 8, name a chord that is not a diameter. Okay, now be careful here because a chord that we see here is CB, but you've got these two options. Okay, this one here is a secant because it goes all the way through the circle and it continues. This one is a chord because it goes from C to B. So our answer is H. Number 9, in circle C, the measure of arc AB is 72. Find BCD. Well, if this is 72, then this is 72. We can subtract from 180 because it makes that diameter, so we get 108. Number 10, find the measure of ABC. Well, let's add up the two that they gave us and subtract from 360, which is 140. Now this is 140, so be careful here because that's an answer choice. But then it asks for the measure of angle ABC, so we want to do 1/2 of 140 because it's an inscribed angle, which would be 70. Number 11, find Z. So this is outside times whole equals outside times whole. So we have 2 times 2 plus z equals 3 times, the whole here is not 15, it's 8. So distribute on the left, 4 plus 2z equals 24. Subtract the 4 over and divide by 2. So z equals 10. Number 12, for rectangle A, B, C, D, find x. So one thing we know about a rectangle is that each angle is a right angle. So that means I can add these two together and set them equal to 90 degrees. So 3x plus 6x is 9x. Negative 2 plus 20 is positive 18. Subtract 18 from 90. And divide by 9. So x equals 8. Number 13, find the equation of circle P. So first thing, let's find the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4, and then up 2. So that means inside the circle, remember, it's opposite signs because it's x minus h plus y minus k equals r squared. So first thing I know is I can cross out these two because those have negatives and I need the positive ones. The radius then is 1, 2, 3, r equals 3, but our equation is r squared, so 3 squared is 9, so our answer choice is B. Number 14, this is an example of an inscribed angle again, but first we need to find this arc. So we'll do 360 minus 220, which is 140, and then we'll do 1/2 of 140, which is 70. Number 15, if the slope of AB is 1/2, so I'm going to draw the parallelogram. A, B, C, D. So the slope of AB is 1/2. Now obviously this is not accurate. BC is -4. CD is 1/2. Find the slope of DA so that it does make a parallelogram. Well, we know that these two are parallel and these two are parallel. So parallel lines have the same slope, so the slope would be -4. Number 16, our equation is 1/2 times the bigger arc minus the smaller arc, which would be 1/2 times 50, so 25. Number 17, same thing, but here we need to find this arc. So let's add up all the arcs that we do have. So 92 plus 38 plus 62 is 192. Subtract that from 360 is 168. So this here is now 168. Now I can do 1/2 times 168 and I get 84. Oh, sorry, I did the wrong formula. It's not an inscribed angle, so sorry. It's 1/2 times 168 minus 38. So you gotta be careful there because even I messed that up. So add all these two together to first find the missing arc. Then it's 168 minus 38 times 1/2, which is 65. There we go. Number 18, find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a convex 30gon. So this is our formula, 180 times n minus 2, which would be 180 times 30 minus 2. Put that in your calculator, 5,040. Number 19, find the sum of the measures of the exterior angles. So the sum of the measures of the exterior angles is just 360. There's no formula for that. Number 20, for the rhombus, find measure of angle 1. So inside a rhombus, these all make 90-degree angles, which is something you have to remember. So a 90-degree angle would be measure 1. 21, for the parallelogram, find A, B, C, D. So in a parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent. And then these, since this and this are parallel and it's cut by this transversal, if this is 36, then this will also be 36. 22, the diagonals of a square intersect at E. So let's draw, sorry, it's crooked. There we go. So let's draw our square A, B, C, D. the diagonals intersect at E. So AE, this piece right here, is 2x plus 6, and BD, the whole thing, is 6x minus 10. Find AC. Okay, so this is kind of a multi-step problem. So if I have this piece from A to E, that's half of that long diagonal, so I'm going to multiply that by 2, and then set it equal to BD, which is 6x minus 10. So I'm going to solve for x first. So this becomes 4x plus 12 equals 6x minus 10. I'm going to subtract the 4x and add the 10 over. So 22 equals 2x. So x equals 11. Well, then they want to know, well, what does AC equal? So if I find BD, it's going to be the same as AC. So if I plug in 11 to BD, I get 56. So there's, again, one of those multi-step problems you just have to take really slowly. Okay, number 23, for the isosceles trapezoid MNOP. So first of all, isosceles trapezoid means that your sides are congruent here, and then these bottom angles are congruent. So I want to find this angle here. Okay, so if this is 36, then this is 36, and this is 44. So now here I have this triangle, and I can find this angle here. So if I add 36 plus 36, I get 72. Subtract that from 180, we get 108. So this is 108. Okay, so if this is 108, I need to figure out, well, what does this equal, which makes that line 180 degrees. So that would be 72. So now I can take 44 plus 72, which is 116, and subtract that from 180, which is 64. So a lot going on there, but basically these angles are the same. So then I find this missing angle here. I looked at just this bottom triangle. So then I used that 108 to help me find this 72, and then I found this missing angle in this triangle. 24, to prove diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other, you would position and label a rhombus on a coordinate plane and then find which of the following. So if we want to prove the diagonals are perpendicular, we need to look at the slopes of the diagonals, not the lengths, not the midpoints, not the measures. We just want to know, are the slopes going to create that 90-degree angle? Number 25, find x and y so the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay, so first thing, opposite angles are congruent. So let's find x first. So I'm going to add 4 over, which is 27. I'm going to subtract 3x, which is x. So x is 27. And then I need to find y. So these are parallel. This is cut by a transversal. So opposite angles are opposite interior angles. So 1/3 y equals y minus 60. This one's a little tricky here. I'm going to subtract the y over here. So I have a 1/3 minus a 1y. You can do that in your calculator. Oops. Which is negative 2/3 y equals negative 60. And I'm solving for y here. You can either divide by negative 2/3 or multiply by the reciprocal. So y equals 90. So I got A. Okay, so just remember opposite angles are congruent here. And then these are parallel, so these opposite interior angles are the same. And the last one, in the parallelogram, the measure of angle 1 is x plus 25 and 2 is 2x. Find the measure of angle 2. So similar to what we just did, those are congruent. X plus 25 equals 2x. Subtract x. So 25 equals x, but then be careful, it wants the measure of angle 2. So I'll take 2 and plug it in, or sorry, take 25 and plug it in, which would give me 50.